I introduce to you the beautiful, the lovely Miss Crenshaw with a video, Kenneka, Truth Hidden in the Lies. Enjoy.
This video is for Kenneka. I'm going to share with you the information that I found and give my opinion regarding this case. That being said, if you're the type of clown that likes to leave rude, disrespectful comments, you can just get off of my video right now. If you don't like me or anything that I have to say, you can always call your mama and let her know. Please don't bring hate and negativity into my comment section. Disrespectful people will be blocked, and believe me, that will be your loss way more than it will be mine. So, I realized that I can't judge anyone else's videos if I haven't put in the work myself. I suggest everyone else take that same advice. And for those of you that are with me, let's go. The picture on my screen is one that we've all seen, and it's how we have envisioned Kenneka. But we didn't take into consideration how old this picture was. We didn't know because this picture was used by social media, the news, and even the family. Well, I would like to introduce you to Kenneka. This is a picture of Kenneka that, in my opinion, must have been taken the day of the hotel party, I'm going to just say the day. As you could see from the emoji that's on there, it is definitely a Snapchat picture. And as we all know, Snapchat pictures delete after 24 hours. So whoever saved this had saved it before it had deleted on the 10th. If you're wondering how it is that I got this picture, I'm about to show you. Everything that I'm about to tell you will be verified with photos. You don't have to take my word for anything. I started putting pieces together as soon as Rosemont released the case files. I started to make copies, taking screenshots of everything that I found significant, which was a lot. But I'm going to go through the narratives and the police interviews with you that I came across and that I thought were incriminating. There was one in particular that was very incriminating because they meant to black out the personal information of the person being questioned and all of the other people involved, but they didn't. They instead put red boxes. So I didn't know if it was going to be important, but I took a screenshot anyways. Sure enough, when I went back the next day, it had been blacked out. So, we're going to come back to this, and it's important in its own way. But right now, I would like to read to you one of the most important interviews that I came across, and I will explain to you why it's important. It says here, I asked blank to confirm his address and contact information, which he advised that he had just moved. I asked him who he currently works for. He stated that he works for Reliance Security Services and for the past 7 years. He stated that his company had him reassigned permanently to Franklin Food and Liquors, which is on 501 North Kedzie number B, with his shift Thursday, Friday, and Saturday between 18 and 7, so basically between 6 p.m. and 7 a.m. I then asked blank if the guards are inside or outside. He stated that they are outside the store about 90% of the time. This is to assist with traffic control during heavy peak hours and to help diffuse potential situations and avoid conflicts between rival gangs. I asked him if checking IDs is part of the security guards' duties. He stated that they would only check IDs if they believed the subjects were underage. Then he continued that the owners, managers, and clerks would check IDs at the time of purchase at the counter per Illinois law. I asked if he recalls any of the customers that were at the store. He stated that he recognizes the regular customers that come into the store during his shift hours. I asked him who the cashiers may have been on the night of 8th of September 2017. He stated that he believed that the two cashiers were Mo and Pops. He stated that those are nicknames and that he doesn't know their actual names. When asked if he might be willing to view photo lineups to see if persons may have been in the store on the 8th of September, he stated yes. When asked about the store's video surveillance camera system, he stated that he is not familiar on how to operate. He knows that video is deleted by the 6th day due to there not being enough memory in the server. When asked if Jenkins may have been in the store, he thought that it may have been possible for her to have been there. He mentioned a shooting that had occurred in the past 2 to 3 weeks in which Jenkins may have known both the male offender and female victim. So Blank wasn't able to provide any further specifics about the incident, but stated that it was in the news. I found that extremely interesting. It then goes on to say that I concluded the interview and had Park Ridge Police Department Officer Tracy administer a photo lineup. So, of course, I had to find this photo lineup. And here it is. As you could see, it was administered by Officer Tracy. And who is that in this photo lineup? It is, in fact, Kenneka in picture 1, as you could see there. It looks like the other people were mostly mugshots, but Kenneka's is, I'm going to assume maybe it was a picture from her driver's license. And that tells me right there that he was able to positively identify Kenneka. And he was speaking about Kenneka when he said that this girl, Kenneka, not only knew, let's go back. He said, he thought it may have been possible for her to have been there, and mentioned a shooting that had occurred in the past 2 to 3 weeks in which Jenkins may have known both the male offender and female victim. So he knew that she witnessed a crime, a shooting in which the female was a victim and there was a male perpetrator that maybe he knows that Kenneka saw him do whatever it was that he did. The fact of the matter is, this is something that they never even slightly tried to portray to us or tell us anything about. I became even more curious as to why Rosemont Police Department would care to question a man that works at a liquor store and how this is connected to Kenneka. I mean, she's in the lineup. So I checked the distance, and I was even more confused when the Franklin Food and Liquors is at least 35 minutes away from the Crown Plaza Hotel. So it's not like it's a liquor store that was right next door or down the street. No, it's significant enough that they're going to interview someone that is not even in their it's not even the same police department in that jurisdiction. But they felt like it was significant enough to go out of their way to make sure that they questioned this guy about whatever went down that Kenneka had seen or heard about or been part of, basically. So I kept that in mind, and I continued to read the case files. We're now going to go to this. Right, what we're looking at right here is the text message thread that is from text messages basically to and from Kenneka's phone. So I read a text that was received at 12:02 a.m. So that's 5:02 a.m. in the UTC time, because you have to subtract 5 hours for Chicago in this particular case. And the most compelling thing about this text is the fact that the Rosemont Police Department has removed just this particular text from the files that they have online. If you go to look at the files now, this text message is no longer going to be there. Actually, this whole paragraph and the text message that follows. The paragraph reads, The next text message that was received by phone number blank, Kenneka did not respond to. I attempted to contact the number with negative results and received an automated voice message stating that the phone number is not accepting calls. I also accepted to run a clear search on the phone number with negative results. The text message was as follows. Somebody texted her and said, "Let me be a thought in peace. Stop trying to kill me, bro, clown ass." So, why would they feel like they needed to delete that? I don't really understand why they would feel like they needed to delete that. Why are they covering up whatever it was that she saw? Did the person that, did she know the person that got killed? Was it? Now you have to keep in mind also when they interviewed that man that was at the store, and he said that she witnessed something a couple weeks back. They were interviewing him a couple weeks after Kenneka passed. So I'm assuming that she witnessed something that same night that she ended up going to the hotel. So keeping all of that in mind, I need to reference a text from the very beginning. Now, I'm sure that we have all seen and remembered this text message. It is where it's a conversation between Irene and Monifa with a video, and at the time we just saw the screenshot, so we weren't able to ever play the video. But I would like to shout out Realize for posting this particular video, because if you haven't seen it already, go on her page, check it out and watch it. She has the actual video of this whatever was text, and you could see the exact same scene. It's a lady, she's wearing a backpack, there's a guy, they're walking in the lower kitchen with all the freezers that have padlocks on them, by the way, and it's just a really short clip, but you could definitely see where they are. So keep that in mind, and also think back to when there was the walkthrough video. In this video, it was all over because Jedediah had spoke to an employee, and this employee had made a video. She recorded a video where she walked through the lower level. This employee said that this was where Kenneka had been found, and she recorded as she walked past all of these freezers. They all had locks on them, padlocks on them, and she pointed out one of them, the lock had been broken. I bring that up because, as you can see, this kitchen, this lower kitchen, is the same kitchen in this video. And if you watch this video and you go back and watch the other one, I'm not going to play both of those right now, but you know where to find them. If you watch those, you will realize that that is the same kitchen. There's no difference. It's not anywhere near the upper kitchen. It's the lower kitchen, the kitchen that is actually used, the kitchen that they actually have food in, and etc. So I'm now going to show you this picture, which is a picture of Monifa. Here she is in the elevator with Shemaya, and in this picture, though, Kenneka's already not with them. I don't know if maybe she made it upstairs, maybe she didn't, but Monifa has her keys. Monifa doesn't drive, and Shemaya's underage. So those are Kenneka's keys, and she's pretty happy to be holding her friend's keys. I don't know if Kenneka was missing already at the time or not. Either way, it's something just gives me a really bad feeling about this picture in general. So, with all of this information in mind, I have came to the realization that Kenneka was never put into the upper kitchen until she was already dead. I'm going to explain why I believe that. We're going to go to another picture. This is another narrative, and it's an interview that was done on a hotel staff member of the Crowne Plaza. I'm going to read the lower paragraph. It says, I asked blank if he knew what temperature the freezer was supposed to be set at during normal operation. Blank stated that he believes the typical temperature for their freezers is 0 degrees. I also asked blank if the freezer was airtight. Blank stated that he believes the freezer was airtight. Now, if you really think about it, she had to have been put in one of the freezers that was at 0 degrees, because she wasn't all the way frozen, but she was almost frozen. And she really wasn't even in a freezer for that long. There's no way that if she had been put in a freezer that was only set at 30 or 40 degrees, as they're saying that upper kitchen freezer was, that she would be as frozen and when they found her. The reason why she was able to thaw out so quickly is because she really wasn't frozen completely. She was barely just starting to freeze. So once she became in the position that she was, they took her and put her into the upper kitchen. Why? Because they could say that it wasn't used, that kitchen, and no health codes were violated. So someone else walked around that hotel to make it look like, hopefully, it's somewhat of an accident. I know that everything I've told you so far, I've been able to verify with proof. So what I'm about to tell you right now, I am going to have to speculate, because with this case, that's a lot of all we have left. So, if Kenneka isn't the girl in the surveillance videos, who is? I'm going to take it all the way back to this first interview that I brought up. You will see a lot of names in here. One of them is a Sierra Jackson. Why is that significant? Well, because this CC or whatnot, I don't believe the last name is Jackson. There is no Sierra Jackson that I could see in correlation to the people that were going to the party. I mean, when I tell you I did my research, I have. I was able, though, to find, and I'd like to introduce you to, Sierra Croft. This is Sierra Croft. This is Sierra Croft, who posted a picture on September 8th saying, I be so pretty with my long hair, can't wait. I don't know what it is that she's trying to say that she can't wait for, but the only time this girl has ever had in any of her pictures long hair like this was on this day, almost immediately after usually her hair is like either to her shoulders if it's straight, or it's in braids. It's pretty much always braided. Why she chose on that very day to turn herself into Kenneka, who is her cousin, by the way, I don't know. And I know a lot of you right now are saying, how could I say such a thing about a family member? Where would I be getting this from? Let me just explain a little bit further. Please look at this picture. Please look at the girl in the middle. Look at the waistline. Look at the size of her chest. Look at the shape of the face. Now look at the girls on either side. These are all recent pictures. All three of these pictures are recent. Ask yourself, who does the girl in this surveillance camera look like? The girl on the left or the girl on the right? Who does she look like? Okay? Then I want you to also look at this photo. This is the photo of the infamous Snapchat picture taken in the mirror with Monifa. That's the picture in the middle. The picture, obviously, on the left is Kenneka, and on the right is Cece again. As you're looking at these pictures, I want you to look at the shape of the eyes. I want you to look at the thinness of the eyebrows. I want you to look at the point in the nose. And most importantly, I want you to look at the shape of the top lip. Kenneka's lips are just as even, as big as the bottom lip is, that's as big as the top lip is. She has a beautiful mouth. It's perfectly proportioned. I mean, everyone's mouth is shaped differently, but her cousin, who looks a lot like her mouth is shaped a little bit different. She doesn't have as big of a top lip. In addition to that, if all of those features aren't enough for you, again, I'm going to direct you to the chest. Kenneka's chest starts way up higher because her chest is bigger. That alone, don't even mention the fact that there's no tattoos on the girl in the picture in the middle. So, I mean, that within itself should be an indication to you that that's not Kenneka. That is not Kenneka. If you're still not convinced, I want to show you these pictures of Kenneka. The girl on the left is the girl in that freezer. You cannot deny that this is two of the same. Look at the tattoo. Look at the tattoo. You could take screenshots, zoom in, do whatever you need to do. Look at the nails. This girl, if you're a girl, you know manicures, you know pedicures. You're going to know that she had a fresh set of, a fresh mani-pedi. I mean, she had just had her nails done. You could tell. There's no growth at all whatsoever. Along with the girl in the freezer. Same nails, same watch, same everything. The only thing that's different is the outfit. Did she change into that outfit before the party? Probably, maybe. But this is Kenneka, and this is Kenneka. Kenneka was the girl put into that freezer. That much, I know. Now, let's take a little bit of a closer look. I want you to look at the tattoos. Identical. Identical. I want you to look at the watch. I want you to look at the nails. This is the same girl. The same girl. And this is Kenneka. Kenneka is dead. For everyone that's saying she isn't dead or that's not her in the freezer, this is Kenneka. And Kenneka was killed. I also want to show you, actually lastly, I want to show you this. If everything I haven't shown you so far doesn't give you proof enough, I want to point out, if nobody else has, that Kenneka's beautiful smile and teeth, and the fact that this girl in the freezer had a tooth knocked out. They hurt her. Her lips are swollen and she's missing a tooth. She is missing a tooth. They never mentioned this in the autopsy report. They never mentioned, I'm sure that there's a lot else that they didn't mention also. Another thing is that it's clear to me that they are hiding her neck in every picture. As so many pictures that they took, and her neck is hidden in each and every one of them. We have to ask ourselves why. There is so much more I could talk about regarding this case and this girl who I truly, truly want justice for. I would love feedback from anyone and everyone that has anything to say about this video. I understand that you may not all agree with me. As long as you're respectful, I'd still love to hear what you have to say. I could also do a part 2 and really get into all of the contradictions in these case files that I've came across, if anyone would like me to. But for now, that's all I'm going to say. So, bye. Just one more thing, though, before I go. I had to point out this picture that I put together. The top picture is supposed to be the infamous, quote-unquote, Kenneka that is in that hotel bathroom video with Monifa. We've all, I'm sure, seen it by now 100 times, where she's saying irritated or whatever they're claiming she's saying. Now, if you pay attention to the end of that video, you could see the jeans that she's wearing have a tag. And the tag is clearly on the left side, and it's clearly a black and white tag. What the real Kenneka was wearing is a pair of jeans that clearly have a red and white tag, and that tag is on the right side. So this is not the same pair of jeans. This is not the same girl. It also almost looks like that hair scrunchie that's on the ground in the dirty freezer is what the other girl is wearing on her wrist, because she's not wearing a watch like Kenneka was. Anyways, I just thought that was compelling and very interesting. So, once again, I'd love to hear what any of you have to say about any of this, because I could barely wrap my head around how these girls pulled this off. Anyways, that's all for now. Bye.